This morning, as you spoke your words in prayer, something profound happened in the unseen realm. The moment your heart aligned with faith and your lips formed the request, it rose beyond the walls of your room, beyond the limits of the earth, and reached heaven itself. It was not a prayer lost in the air, or a hope whispered into emptiness. It was heard, it was received, it was cherished. Heaven has a way of recording not just the words we speak, but the intentions behind them. The ache, the gratitude, the desperation, and the hope that lives deep within. This is why today carries a weight different from other days. Something shifted the moment you opened your heart this morning, and now God is moving in ways you cannot yet see. Before we go further, I want to invite you to stay with me until the end of this message. As you listen, open your heart to the idea that blessings are already on their way. And while you're here, write in the comments your warmest wishes along with the number 77. This is not just a gesture, it is an act of aligning your heart with the flow of the universe, energizing your desires, and declaring that they are already in motion toward you. Wishes that are spoken with gratitude and expectation are like seeds planted in fertile ground. They will bloom in their time, in ways more beautiful than you can imagine. NNTHE reality is, when you prayed this morning, you set something in motion that cannot be undone. The spiritual world operates under principles that are not bound by human timelines, and one of those principles is that sincere faith always draws response. You may feel like nothing around you is different right now, but heaven's activity is rarely noisy. It is quiet, deliberate, and precise. God is preparing a blessing that matches not only your request, but also the deepest needs you have not yet put into words. This preparation is careful work. Just as a skilled artist takes time to perfect a masterpiece, God takes time to align circumstances, open the right doors, and remove the obstacles you never even knew were there. It's important to understand that the delay you sometimes feel is not a denial. The waiting is the weaving. Behind the scenes, there is a tapestry of connections, events, and moments that must come together to make the blessing complete. Imagine a gift being wrapped, not just placed in a box, but folded carefully, tied with precision, and adorned with details that make it unmistakably for you. That is what is happening now. The blessing being prepared for you carries your name in a way no one else can claim. It is not generic. It is designed to fit your life, your journey, and your calling. This is also why you may notice sudden shifts in your life right now. Relationships changing, opportunities appearing or disappearing, unexpected challenges arising. Often, the blessing is not just about giving you something. It is also about making space for it. Sometimes God has to move certain pieces out of your life to make room for what's coming. You may not understand why something ended or why you were redirected, but if you could see the full picture from heaven's perspective, you would understand that every change is part of preparing the perfect place for your blessing to land. You might also be sensing a quiet assurance in your spirit, a knowing that doesn't come from logic, but from deep within. That's because your prayer has already been acknowledged, and now your spirit is responding to the reality of what's being prepared. Faith allows you to feel the warmth of the sun before it rises. It gives you the courage to act as if the answer is already here, even when your surroundings still look unchanged. This is not wishful thinking, it is spiritual alignment. When your mind, heart, and actions reflect the belief that your blessing is certain, you begin to live in a state of readiness. This readiness is more powerful than you might think. When you prepare for something you can't yet see, you send a signal of trust into the spiritual realm. It tells God that you believe Him enough to act on His promise before the evidence appears. That trust draws the blessing closer. It accelerates the unseen process. It creates an environment in which miracles are not just possible, they are inevitable. The same way a gardener prepares the soil before planting seeds, you are preparing your life to receive the harvest that is already on its way. And so, as the hours pass today, walk with the awareness that heaven has heard you. Every moment is infused with the reality that the answer to your prayer is in motion. It may arrive in an unexpected form, through an unexpected person, or at an unexpected time, but it will arrive. And when it does, you will see that every moment of waiting was worth it. You will look back and realize that the blessing was being shaped with such detail, such intention, that only God could have orchestrated it. There is a truth that many overlook. Blessings often begin disguised as ordinary days. You might wake up, follow your usual routine, and not feel anything extraordinary in the moment. But beneath the surface, there is a divine current guiding events toward you. Your prayer this morning did not just travel to heaven. It was met with immediate attention. Imagine a sealed envelope arriving at the desk of a loving Creator who already knows your heart but delights in hearing your voice. The moment that envelope was opened, plans began shifting, alignments began forming, and the blessing you seek began its journey toward you. This journey may not be visible to your physical eyes yet, but your spirit can sense it. That's why you may feel a subtle calm, even if life feels uncertain. God's preparation is not always about speed, it's about perfection. There is a divine timeline at work, and it ensures that when your blessing arrives, it will not be early or late, but exactly on time. This timing is intentional because a blessing that arrives too soon can be mishandled, and one that arrives too late can feel like it missed its purpose. But in God's orchestration, everything is prepared to arrive in the perfect moment when your heart, your environment, and your readiness all meet. Consider the way seasons change. You cannot rush winter into spring by willpower, but you can prepare for spring while it is still cold. That's how blessings work. You prepare in faith while the preparation is still unfolding in heaven. Every step you take in trust sends a message that you are ready to receive. And when that moment comes, it will feel as natural as the first blossom after the snow has melted. You will know without doubt, this is the answer to my prayer. Another reason the preparation matters so deeply is that your blessing is not only meant to impact you, it is meant to flow through you. The answer you receive will have ripple effects, touching people you may not even know yet. That's why the shaping process is so thorough. God ensures that when your prayer is answered, it creates a chain reaction of good, encouragement, and inspiration in ways you could never orchestrate on your own. Sometimes, the delay is simply about allowing those other connections to be in place so the blessing's impact will be multiplied. This is also why you must hold on, even when nothing seems to be moving. The unseen realm is never still. While you may be in a season that feels silent, the reality is that divine hands are setting the stage. Every conversation, every meeting, every small event that seems unimportant may actually be a vital part of the bigger picture. One day, you will see how it all fits together. The coincidences that weren't coincidences, the closed doors that protected you, the opportunities that appeared at just the right time. There is a beauty in trusting this process. Trust allows you to live with peace instead of anxiety, joy instead of frustration. It reminds you that your role is not to force the blessing into being, but to remain aligned with the one who prepares it. That alignment comes through gratitude, patience, and daily openness to where you are being led. Every morning prayer, every moment of faith, every small step of obedience creates a space for the blessing to enter. And perhaps most importantly, this journey transforms you. While the blessing is being prepared, you are also being prepared. God is shaping your patience, deepening your faith, and strengthening your character, so that when the blessing arrives, you are not only ready to receive it, but also ready to carry it with responsibility and grace. That is why sometimes the process feels stretching. It is building you into the person who can hold the answer without fear of losing it. NNSO today. Walk forward knowing this. Your prayer did not vanish into the air. It has been heard, acknowledged, and is now being woven into a divine plan far greater than what you imagined this morning. The preparation is underway. The blessing is forming, and your heart is being readied for the day when heaven's answer is delivered into your life. Sometimes, the most challenging part of receiving a blessing is not the waiting itself, but the uncertainty that comes with it. Your mind might ask questions. When will it happen? How will it happen? What if nothing changes? These are natural thoughts, but they can create unnecessary weight if you hold on to them. The truth is, the timing and method are not your burden to carry. The moment you prayed this morning, you placed the outcome in God's hands, and His hands are far more capable than yours. The preparation taking place is a careful orchestration that requires trust, not constant inspection. Think about a seed planted in the soil. You cannot see what is happening beneath the ground, but that does not mean nothing is happening. The seed is splitting open, roots are spreading, and life is forming. Hidden from sight, but very real. If you were to dig it up every day to check its progress, you would disrupt the process. In the same way, your blessing needs time and space to grow in the unseen. Your role is to nurture the soil of your life with faith, gratitude, and expectation, allowing the roots of your answered prayer to take hold before they appear above the surface. This is where many people give up. They confuse silence with absence. But silence is often the proof that work is happening behind the scenes. A builder does not constantly announce every nail hammered or every brick laid. The structure simply appears when it is ready. Your blessing is being built piece by piece, and while you may not hear the hammering, the work is very much alive. The quiet is a sign of progress, not abandonment. There may also be moments where life feels like it is moving in the opposite direction of your prayer. You might experience setbacks, closed doors, or unexpected challenges. These moments can be confusing, but they are not a contradiction to the blessing. Sometimes they are a necessary clearing of the path. A blessing can only rest on stable ground. If the foundation of your life is cluttered with things that cannot hold what is coming, those things must be removed. What feels like loss can actually be protection. What feels like delay can be positioning. During this season, it is vital to pay attention to the small confirmations along the way. They may come in the form of encouraging words from a friend, opportunities that align with your dreams, or moments of peace that arrive unexpectedly. These are gentle reminders that the process is still active. They are like footprints in the sand, showing you that something is moving toward you even when you cannot see it in full. These signs are heaven's way of saying, keep walking. I'm still here. The blessing is still on its way. And while you wait, there is also an invitation to grow closer to the one preparing the blessing. Often, in the pursuit of what we want, we overlook the beauty of who we are becoming. The waiting season is not wasted time. It is sacred space for transformation. As you pray, as you listen, as you walk forward in faith, you are learning to live in alignment with divine timing. You are learning to trust, not just in the promise of the blessing, but in the character of the one who promised it. It's important to remember that your blessing will not just meet your request, it will often exceed it. God does not prepare halfway answers. What is coming is designed to fill more than the immediate gap you feel. It is designed to elevate your life in ways you could not have scripted yourself. That's why patience matters. That's why the preparation is so deliberate. When you finally see the fullness of what has been in the making, you will understand why it took the time it did. NNSO, let your heart rest in this truth. The answer is already in progress. The moment your morning prayer reached heaven, the process began. You do not have to force it. You do not have to figure it out. You only need to remain open, faithful, and ready. The day will come when the blessing will stand in front of you, undeniable, carrying the fingerprints of God in every detail. There is a quiet beauty in the moments after you have prayed, a stillness that often feels like nothing, but in reality, it is the beginning of everything. Your morning prayer did not just float into the air and disappear. It became a living request in the spiritual realm, set into motion by a God who responds not just to words, but to the heart behind them. From that moment on, the blessing you are waiting for has been taking shape, piece by piece, in a way that matches your need and honors your journey. You may not see the movement yet, but faith teaches us that what is unseen is often more real than what we can touch. The world you see with your eyes is only a fraction of reality. Beyond it, there is an active, intentional plan unfolding on your behalf. This is why your morning felt different today, why there's a sense you can't quite explain, a gentle stirring in your spirit. That's not your imagination. It's the echo of the work being done in places you cannot see. Sometimes, the preparation for a blessing looks like nothing is happening because so much is happening all at once. A gardener does not see the bloom while the seed is still underground, yet every day, something is shifting beneath the soil. Roots are forming, strength is building, and the structure of life is developing quietly until it is ready to emerge. In the same way, the blessing you prayed for this morning is not idle. It's gathering strength and depth so that when it appears, it will not fade but endure. This is why you are being invited into a season of trust. Trust is not just believing in the outcome, it's resting in the process. It's knowing that the one who heard you has not forgotten, not misplaced your prayer, and not put it aside for later. Your request has priority in heaven's schedule because it came from a heart that was honest and open. That kind of prayer always receives attention. You may notice in the coming days that certain paths close and others open. Some connections might fade while new ones appear. These changes are not random. They are part of the arrangement being made for your blessing to find its rightful place in your life. A blessing must be able to settle in without being crushed by the wrong environment, so sometimes the scenery around you has to change first. This can feel uncomfortable in the moment, but later you will see how every adjustment was necessary. There is also a refinement happening within you. While your blessing is being prepared, you are being prepared to receive it. This means your perspective, your patience, and even your expectations are being shaped. You are learning to see beyond the surface, to value timing over speed, and to recognize the fingerprints of God in the smallest details. By the time your blessing arrives, you will not just receive it, you will understand it. And that understanding will deepen your gratitude. This is why it's important not to rush ahead or grow restless. Impatience can cause us to grasp at lesser things simply because they arrive faster. But your blessing is not just about speed, it's about precision. God is not simply giving you something. He is giving you something that will fit your life with divine accuracy. The timing, the people involved, the setting, all of it will align perfectly. When it comes, it will come in such a way that you'll know without a doubt it was meant for you. NNSO walk through today with this quiet confidence. Your morning prayer reached its destination, and the answer is already in motion. The preparation may be invisible for now, but every hour brings you closer to the moment when what you believed for will stand before you, complete and overflowing. You do not need to chase it. It's already making its way to you. One of the most comforting truths to hold on to right now is that the path of your blessing is secure. Nothing and no one can intercept what has been assigned to you. The prayer you spoke this morning was not a vague hope. It was a spiritual request that has been marked, protected, and set apart. Even if others are walking their own journeys and receiving their own answers, yours will not be lost or delayed by their progress. Heaven's preparation is personal, and your blessing is designed with your name woven into every detail. This security should free you from comparison. It's easy to look around and see others receiving breakthroughs, opportunities, or changes, and wonder why your own prayer hasn't manifested yet. But blessings do not work on human timelines or by human patterns. Some answers are swift because the path is already cleared, while others require more preparation because their impact is larger, deeper, and more lasting. If your blessing is taking time, it is only because it is being built with a strength that will hold for years to come. While you wait, remember that God is not only preparing the blessing, He is also aligning you with it. This means that certain traits within you are being refined so that you can sustain what you are about to receive. Endurance, humility, discernment, these are not random lessons you're learning right now. They are the very qualities that will allow you to hold on to your blessing when it arrives. Many people receive answers they cannot sustain because they did not grow into the person who could keep them. You will not be one of them. Your preparation ensures that the blessing will not be temporary joy, but a lasting part of your life. This is also why the journey matters as much as the destination. In the process of waiting, you are learning to hear more clearly, to trust more deeply, and to recognize divine timing when it appears. You are becoming sensitive to the subtle movements of opportunity and guidance, so that when the moment comes, you won't hesitate. You will know it is time to step forward. The blessing won't take you by surprise in a way that causes confusion. It will arrive in such harmony with your spirit that you will simply step into it like a long-awaited sunrise. Think of the moments in life when something finally came together after a long wait. Often, when it happens, there's a quiet realization. If this had come any earlier, I wouldn't have been ready. The same will be true of this blessing. You may not see it yet, but you are moving toward a point in time where the answer will not just be good, it will be perfect. And that perfection is worth every day of waiting. As you move through your days, keep this awareness alive. Each sunrise brings you closer to the fulfillment of what you prayed for this morning. Every hour carries hidden progress. You don't need to see all the details to trust that the plan is advancing. Even when it feels like nothing has shifted, the alignment is still happening in the unseen. The blessing is not static. It is in motion, heading toward the exact place and time it is meant to meet you. Hold on to that truth as you go about your life. Let it shape the way you speak, the way you think, and the way you expect good things to arrive. Because your expectation is not empty, it is grounded in the certainty that heaven heard you, responded, and began crafting an answer that will exceed your prayer in ways you cannot yet imagine. There is something profoundly reassuring in knowing that what you prayed for this morning is already in preparation. You may not know the shape it will take, but you can trust the hands that are shaping it. God is meticulous. Nothing about your life is random to Him. Every moment, every encounter, every closed and open door is part of a larger design. This means that even now, when you cannot yet see the blessing, the environment for its arrival is being carefully arranged. Sometimes, this preparation requires more than just delivering an answer. It requires removing what could interfere with that answer. This is why you may notice certain habits breaking, certain relationships fading, or certain patterns shifting in your life. It's not punishment, it's alignment. For your blessing to remain secure, it must be anchored in a space where it can thrive. That means everything in your life that cannot support what's coming will quietly or suddenly make its exit. While it can feel unsettling, it is actually one of the clearest signs that your prayer is being answered. During this time, your patience is more powerful than you realize. Patience is not passive. It is active trust. It says, I believe the timing will be perfect, even if I don't understand it yet. Patience also protects you from settling for something smaller than what you prayed for. When you hold your ground in faith, you allow the fullness of your blessing to develop instead of grabbing onto a partial version simply because it came sooner. Another key part of this season is maintaining your expectancy. Expectancy is different from wishful thinking. It is the confident awareness that something good is already on its way. You carry yourself differently. When you expect the blessing, you prepare for it. You create space for it. You act in ways that align with what you know is coming. This is not about pretending. It's about living in agreement with what is already in progress. There will be days when this expectancy feels easy and days when it feels like work. On the difficult days, remember the moment you prayed this morning. Recall how it felt to release those words into heaven, knowing they were heard. Remind yourself that just because you cannot yet see the blessing doesn't mean it's not moving toward you. The unseen journey of your prayer is just as real as the moment it will arrive. And when that day comes, when the preparation is complete and the blessing is ready, you will notice something extraordinary. It will not feel rushed, awkward, or forced. It will slide into place in your life as if it had always been meant to be there. Every detail will make sense. Every delay will be justified. Every doubt you had will dissolve in the reality of what now stands before you. And until then, keep walking in peace. Keep living as if the blessing is already written into your story. Because it is. Every day that passes is not a day of nothing happening. It is a day closer to fulfillment. Your prayer reached heaven this morning, and heaven has not stopped working since. And one day soon, you will look back on this exact moment and realize that it was not a season of emptiness, but a season of preparation so intentional that every detail had purpose. The waiting you are experiencing now is not an accident. It is not a delay without reason. It is a strategic pause, one that allows every piece of the blessing to be put in its rightful place before it meets you. The truth is, some of the greatest miracles in life don't arrive in a rush. They arrive in perfect harmony with the timing of heaven. Your prayer this morning started more than just a spiritual conversation. It initiated a divine sequence of events. Some of those events are unfolding right in front of you, while others are taking shape far beyond your sight. But together, they are moving toward a singular moment in your future, a moment when the blessing will step fully into your life, leaving no doubt that it came from the one who heard you. It's important to understand that the blessing is not only about fulfilling a need, it is about touching every part of your life that has been longing for renewal. That is why its preparation is thorough. God is not preparing something that will simply solve a problem or answer a question. He is preparing something that will renew your joy, expand your peace, and deepen your faith. This is a blessing that will not just be experienced, it will be lived. In the meantime, you are being asked to stay open. Opportunities may arise that don't look like the answer you imagined, yet they may be part of the pathway to it. Conversations may lead you to unexpected insights or connections that become vital later. Every encounter, every choice, every step you take in faith contributes to the atmosphere that will welcome your blessing when it arrives. And when that arrival comes, it will not knock timidly at the door. It will step in with confidence, because it has been prepared for you as much as you have been prepared for it. You will see the thread of divine intention woven through every detail, the timing, the people, the resources, even the smallest moments that seemed unimportant along the way. All of it will come together, and you will understand why heaven worked the way it did. NNSO, walk forward today with your head lifted and your heart steady. You are not waiting in vain. You are not forgotten. The very fact that you can feel this anticipation, even without visible proof, is a sign that the blessing is real and on its way. Every sunrise is a step closer. Every quiet moment is part of the shaping. And every prayer you whisper between now and then is another affirmation that you are ready to receive what is already yours in heaven's plan. NNTHE journey is still unfolding, but the destination is certain. Hold on to that certainty and let it carry you until the day your blessing stands before you, complete, undeniable, and perfectly timed. There will come a morning, not far from now, when you will wake up and feel a shift in the air. It won't be just another day. It will be the day when the preparation turns into manifestation. The blessing that has been shaped in the unseen will step into the scene, and you will realize that every quiet hour, every moment of patience, every prayer you thought was met with silence was actually part of the answer's arrival. And you will see how nothing was wasted. Not the waiting, not the wondering, not even the moments you felt unsure. All of it played a role in bringing you here. The closed doors that frustrated you, they protected you. The changes that unsettled you, they aligned you. The pauses you didn't understand, they slowed you down just enough to meet your blessing at the exact right time. When that moment arrives, gratitude will flood your heart in a way you've never felt before, because you will know it could only have been orchestrated by divine hands. And when you hold that blessing, it will carry a sense of completion, not the kind that ends your journey, but the kind that deepens it. You will not only be thankful for what you have received, but for who you became along the way. You will understand why the prayer you spoke this morning had such a powerful response. It was the right prayer, at the right time, with the right heart. Heaven heard it, honored it, and moved to fulfill it in a way that would bless you more than you dared to imagine. From that day forward, you will carry this truth with you. Every sincere prayer is heard, every act of faith matters, and every blessing prepared in heaven will find its way to you if you remain open to receive it. This truth will change how you see your life. You will no longer see waiting as empty space, but as sacred ground where the roots of your future grow strong. You will no longer question whether you are seen, because you will have lived the proof that you are NNSO even now. Before that day arrives, let your heart rest. You do not need to rush. You do not need to chase. The blessing is already moving toward you, and it will arrive with the same certainty as the sunrise. Your role is simply to remain in faith, to live with the quiet confidence that the prayer you spoke this morning was enough to set heaven in motion. And heaven has not stopped working for you since. When it comes, you will smile, not just because your prayer was answered, but because you will know deep within that it was worth the wait, worth the trust, and worth the journey. And in that moment, you will feel the unshakable certainty that God prepared it perfectly, just for you. When the blessing finally finds you, it will feel like the ending of a long chapter and the beginning of an even greater one. There will be a stillness inside you, a deep, quiet knowing that tells you this is exactly what you were meant to receive. You will see the fingerprints of God in every detail, in the timing, in the way the doors opened, in how the right people were in the right place at the right time, and in how it all came together without you forcing it. You will know it was not coincidence, not chance. It was divine preparation. In that moment, you may remember the mornings when you prayed and wondered if anything was really happening. You'll think back to the days when the silence felt heavy, when you doubted, when you almost gave up. And then you will realize that even in those moments, the blessing was moving toward you, step by step, just as it is now. You will see that the delays were never denials. They were simply the pauses needed to make the answer complete. And when you receive it, something even more beautiful will happen. The blessing will not only fill your life, it will overflow from you into the lives of others. You will become a living testimony that prayer works, that faith matters, and that trust in divine timing is never misplaced. People around you will notice the change. not just in what you have, but in who you have become. Your story will inspire them to hold on through their own seasons of waiting, to believe that their own prayers are heard and that their own blessings are in preparation. NNBUT for now. As you wait, I want you to remember this. The moment you prayed this morning, the process began. It did not start when you saw a sign. It did not start when you felt something emotional. It started the instant your heart spoke those words and heaven received them. And once heaven begins preparing a blessing, nothing can stop it. The process will continue until it is complete. NNSO walk into the coming days with a calm confidence. Let your steps be light, your words filled with gratitude, and your heart steady with expectation. Live as if the blessing is already on its way, because it is. And when it finally arrives, you will stand in awe of how perfectly it fits, how deeply it blesses, and how completely it fulfills what you asked for and more. Until then, hold on to this truth. Your prayer has been heard, your answer is in motion, and your blessing is inevitable. Every sunrise is another step closer. Every quiet moment is part of the preparation. And soon, sooner than you think, you will see with your own eyes what heaven has been shaping for you all along. There will come a time when this entire season, every question, every moment of waiting, every tear, and every whispered prayer will make perfect sense. You will stand in the place where your blessing has been delivered, and you will see the full story for the first time. You will realize that nothing was random, nothing was wasted, and nothing was ignored. The very prayer you spoke this morning set everything in motion, and heaven never once paused in preparing the answer. And when you look at that blessing, you will understand why it took the shape it did. You will see that it was not just about giving you what you asked for. It was about giving you what you truly needed in ways that you could not have planned yourself. The blessing will not just meet you where you are. It will lift you higher, open new paths, and fill your life with a depth of peace and joy you have never known before. You will know it was worth the wait, worth the faith, and worth holding on. In that moment, gratitude will overflow from you, not just for the blessing, but for the journey that led you here. You will find yourself thanking God for the lessons, for the strength you didn't know you were building, for the patience you didn't think you had, and for the way He turned every moment into preparation. And this gratitude will stay with you, shaping how you approach every new season from now on. NNBUT until that day arrives. Remember this: you are already in the story of your answered prayer. It's not somewhere far away. It's unfolding around you right now. The timing is in perfect order. The blessing is in motion. The answer is on its way. All you need to do is keep your heart open, your faith steady, and your expectation alive. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to force it. It is coming to you because it was always meant to. And when it arrives, it will not be small. It will not be uncertain. It will be full, undeniable, and exactly what your soul has been waiting for. You will hold it in your hands and know, beyond any doubt, that this is the blessing God prepared the moment your prayer reached heaven. NSO, breathe deeply, walk in peace, live in gratitude, and let your heart rest in the unshakable truth that what is meant for you is already yours in heaven's plan, and it is on its way to you now.